if you're confused and you don't know what you want to do, one of the worst things you could do is go to uni, because you're going to pick like a beige generic degree like business or finance. And just because you think, oh, that's going to open you up lots of opportunities, and it might in some cases, but as we mentioned before, a degree doesn't mean a job in today's economy, like it did back when your parents were doing their degrees. So that's why I reckon if you don't know what you want to do, if you know what you want to do and you're like, I want to get this degree and I want to get started straight away, sure. But if you're confused, taking a gap year, like 6 months, working for 3 months and traveling for 3 months, studying abroad or somehow going overseas, I think is super powerful. Like you just learn so much.
100%. And the key thing I use a lot in my podcast is calling it like an intentional gap year versus just going to Europe and partying for like 6 months,
Yes. It's a good point.
It's making, because I hear like a lot of my friends did a Euro trip because that's what they felt like, oh, let's do a Euro trip. And a lot of them just went in with the wrong kind of mindset and just found no benefits from travel at all. And so I think it's really important. Obviously, if you're consuming content like yours, like if you're listening to Byron's podcast, then you're probably thinking along those same lines of like, I'm doing it to figure out what I want and I want to meet new people and see what's out there and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, an intentional gap year, it doesn't even have to be abroad. It's just like, I'm going to intern, I'm going to volunteer my time. I'm going to do all
it doesn't, you could stay at wherever you currently are. You could just stay there and have a gap year because you can work, save up some money, and then maybe you could travel for a bit, or you could look for internships. Just as long as you remove the mindset that anything I do this year, as long as I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, it's not a waste. Because people will look at like, hey, what have you done this year? Oh, I did this. And then I started working at Woolworths. And then I did this. They'll be like, oh, he's, versus my son who's at uni. And so on paper, obviously the uni person looks a lot better, but they might drop out in 3 years and now they're back to square one and you've figured out what you want to do. And so, yeah, I 100% agree. And it's cool kind of renaming it, because while the partying is fun and I totally think you should still do that, it's not,
for sure.
Not just all of people go and they'll just, the whole reason is to just partying for ages and ages, when I think you can do both. I think you can do stuff and then also party at the same time.